Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And I have to say a massive thank you to Zavvi Uk for sending me out this very awesome Baron Zemo figure from Hasbro's Marvel Legends. Now this of course is Helmut Zemo. This is a redo of a figure that we've had before. We had a Baron Zemo previously, but this is an updated version as part of the Super Villians box type. So we had a full Super Villains wave and then they released Baron Zemo as a single card. Now straight out of the box he looks really cool, I must admit. The arms are pinless but the legs are not, unfortunately. You've still got these pins here on the arms, on the legs, but the arms are pinless. He's got these really cool shoulder point parts as well, and they do kind of rotate independently, so they don't hinder the articulation at all. Yeah, overall he's pretty cool. He's definitely a well-deserved update. Now the joints are a little bit stiff, so just be careful, use a bit of heat if you need to. But yeah, overall he's a pretty decent update. Now the Zemo figure previously was quite sought after. It was quite a popular one because we haven't had him for quite some time. Naturally we've had the MCU version, the one from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we haven't had a comic book accurate Zemo for quite a few years now. Now I have got the previous one and I'll grab him in a second just so we can do a side-by-side comparison. Let me just pop this head off, it's a bit stiff. But from what I can tell, it's got the new, yes it has, it's got the new kind of style of ball joint, so that there's a lot more articulation in the head and neck. It's not just a forward backwards. And the actual head sculpt is really nice as well. This is a definite upgrade. It's not just a reprint, it is definitely an upgrade from the one we've had previously. But yeah, so he's had a couple of different comic book looks. Now his father, Heinrich Zemo, is one I would have preferred to have seen. I would have liked to get the different generations, but I'm sure we're going to get that at some point down the line because we haven't had that since the Toy Biz days. In the box you also get this very cool sword. This is the same as one that came with the previous version, but it's just updated, and you get 2 additional hands. Now these look like they would hold the sword easy enough, and on the figure you've got a trigger hand as well, even though he doesn't come with a pistol, and you've got a closed fist. So I'm just going to put the sword in the hand that's there. So even though this looks like a trigger hand, it's not actually got a trigger finger, so I think the intention is for it to hold the sword, and it's got an up-down articulation point as opposed to a left and right, which is cool, and we'll get him into some nice poses. So let's just put him to the side and I'll grab the older version. Now this one came out in 2014 as part of the Mandroid Build-A-Figure wave. And as you can see, there are some significant differences. The older version has got the gun holsters, which have the nice little Z emblem on them as well. He's got a much bigger belt, he's got the skirt piece, he's got higher gloves, he's got a sheath for his sword, which is an added bonus, even though it does look a little bit awkward and clunky. And of course he comes with a pistol. But if you actually look at them up close, the head sculpt on this new version is definitely an upgrade. There's some nice sculpt in there in the lines on the neck piece and the mask. Essentially they're the same thing, but it's just a much better, much more updated version. Now I do like this cow Dalmatian type print that's on the boots and the shoulders. I think it's a nice contrast from the purples, and the purples definitely stand out more. On the older version he looks a lot more blue, a lot darker blue, with just the purple at the top with his mask and that, whereas the purples all the way through the suit definitely look good. And this is more the kind of suit that I think of when I think of Zemo. So just a little bit of a close-up look there at the head sculpt, and when you compare it to the old one looks dated. I mean, it's 2014, so that's what, 8 years? And I never thought they looked dated on my shelf. I must admit, when they announced this new Zemo, I was kind of like, no, I've got the 2014 one, he's alright, he's good. But then the more I looked at it, I was kind of, I definitely wanted to pick up this newer version. And like I said, thanks to the guys over at Zavvi Uk, they sent him over to me, and I'm really pleased and kind of kicking myself I didn't get him sooner. It's one of those ones where they've kind of revisited a character, but they've definitely given us an upgrade, which is what I like to see. I like it when the older ones do kind of have an upgrade where you get something new. So I can quite happily display both of these in my display because they're different costumes at the end of the day, but they don't look similar enough that it's just kind of, oh, I've got 2 Baron Zemos. They look like different versions of the character, and it is definitely an upgrade. If you're interested in picking one up as well, do check out Zavvi Uk, and you can use the discount code Jacob's Toys and you'll get a discount at checkout, and that will apply to all action figures in your basket as well. So do use that discount code Jacob's Toys over at Zavvi Uk and go and pick up yourself a Zemo or something else. But yeah, a great big thanks to Zavvi Uk for sending him over. Definitely annoyed I didn't get him earlier and get him sooner, because he is a really good figure and looks really nice with the rest of that Super Villains wave. So yeah, all in all, if you haven't got the 2014, you can definitely get this newer version and it will make a good addition to your collection. And if you have got the 2014, you can still pick this guy up because he looks different enough. And that's about all I've got to say about him. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.